Y'all, it's November. It's cozy weather. It's getting darker earlier, and I have a lot to be thankful for. You know what I'm really thankful for? I found a new product this year. It's Lumi. Where has Lumi been all my life? How did I live without it before I knew about it? And why am I so thankful for it? Because Lumi is a deodorant like no other. It was created by a female OBGYN who discovered BO isn't just an underarm thing, it's an all over thing. So she developed a pH optimized deodorant that's clinically proven to block odor everywhere, not just your pits, but your privates, your feet, and beyond. And the best part, no matter where you use it, Lumi is proven to keep working for up to 72 hours. If this amazing female doctor and 3 days of odor control isn't something to be thankful for, I don't know what is. And right now, there's a special offer. New customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. Use code PINKSHADE at lumideodorant.com. That's LUMEDEODORANT.com. Lumi has formulated a new product to keep you smelling fresh and help you stay drier. It's Lumi's whole body deodorant plus sweat control. The same 72-hour odor control now with 72-hour sweat control. You guys, I've tried this. It's great. You can experience the same outrageously effective 72-hour odor control while keeping sweat under control. It's baking soda free, paraben free, and pH balanced for safe use below the belt. You can choose from a variety of fresh, bright scents like tangerine, lavender, or my favorite is toasted coconut. You guys, I love anything with coconut. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream 2 deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice. So I recommend the Starter Pack. And as a special gift for our listeners, new customers also will get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code PINKSHADE. And if you combine the 15% off code with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off the starter pack. Use code PINKSHADE for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's LUMEDEODORANT.com. And show your support when they ask where you found it and say, Pink Shade sent me. Thanks. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Monday. That means it's Mugshot Monday. I'm here with my girl, Keisha. And you guys,
Hello.
It happened. It happened. Me and my friends were together this weekend.
I did a show with Billie Eilish today. I didn't even know I was going to.
Oh my God. It's so great. Look at this cute shirt. It's all different
colors. Shirt is freaking cute.
Yeah.
Like, I would want that shirt. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to say Billie. I think it'd be real cute if it said Keisha.
Cute. Yeah.
That is a cute freaking shirt. It really is.
And she had tons of like concert t-shirts and stuff, but the one that I wanted, it was either like mustard yellow or bright red. And I was like, that's not going to work for this old gal. That would work if I was like 20 and hip, you know? And then the other concert t-shirt she had was white, but I didn't like the picture on the front. It was too, I just didn't like it. So I was like, you know, I'm not going to, no, I won't waste my money on that. Now, Anna came away with 2 concert t-shirts and a sweatshirt because I sent her to merch with my credit card. And that's what happened. Mm-hmm.
Don't you love that when you tell them to go get you something and you give them their debit card and you're like, you can get a little something?
Yeah.
And they come back with a lot of big somethings. Mm-hmm. It's just like, I didn't tell you to go shopping at Ulta. I just told you to pick up my order. Like,
yes. All that. So yeah, because we knew the set list before because it's been posted everywhere and she doesn't change it. So we knew the set list. So we knew like a good place in the middle to like run out to get a drink or get merch or whatever. Because the merch line when we got there was wrapped around the building. And then the one inside was completely wrapped all the way around the arena where it was like,
geez,
they only had these 2 places to get. So we're like, forget it. Like I'll go online and get it. I don't need it. But then once it started, then everybody ran inside. So we ran out because we're not dumb. Yeah.
Smart goals.
So a lot of mother, daughter, father, daughter, a lot of parents with their, adult kids there.
Yeah.
A lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At some point, adult kids become kind of fun.
Yeah. It was really interesting, though, because you would think, I kept saying to Anna, I go, see, that lady over there, like, totally looks like a mom, and I look like I'm cool. And Anna goes, okay, well, you do have a sweatshirt wrapped around your waist and you're wearing bright pink tennis shoes. I go, well, I'm smart because I won't be cold on the way home. And what's wrong with my shoes? It's branding. It's branding. Yeah. So she said she quickly.
That is why I love Anna.
Quickly let me know I wasn't as cool as I thought. But also, there were so many girls there doing Billie Eilish cosplay. Like, I'd say 80% of the girls there either had on like a bandana, or they had, when Billie Eilish used to put her hair in these little buns on the side, or the big oversized like sports jersey with like the long shorts. It was anything that she's worn, or her hairstyles or her hat styles or anything, mostly backwards, mostly the do-rag bandanas. A lot of that. Yeah.
They're committed.
They're committed to their look. And I was like, I had a Billie Eilish shirt that I had from a while back. So I wore that. So I felt kind of cool, but I was quickly told that I wasn't. So whatever. Well, it was great. It was great.
Our age group, you're super cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if Billie Eilish comes to your town, guys, it's a great show. I mean, there are lasers, there are pyrotechnics. There is like, she goes down into the crowd and walks completely around the floor, touching everybody. And, she goes up on a platform and comes up and down. And, it was really good. Really good. I wish
did y'all fly somewhere?
Yeah, we flew to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's less than a 2-hour flight. And then we went to the Cincinnati Zoo, which was so fun. And I have to say, props to Anna, because I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do that so much. We were there for like over 3 hours and could have stayed another 2 hours.
I love the zoo.
It's one of like the top zoos in the country. And
they have hippos?
Yes, they had this famous hippo called Fiona a while back.
Yes.
So we saw Fiona. Fiona is so cute and such like an annoying, like a little sister. And so is Fritz, her brother. And they just go around trying to like bite on the big hippo. And the big hippo is like as big as this room. I mean, I can't even, it would go past and you're like, whoa, that thing is like 10 feet long.
That's my favorite animal. I love hippos so much.
They were so cute. And so it's the aquarium, right? So the aquarium part, so you're kind of like under and you see them in the water and going up and down. So you're kind of on water level.
Right.
It was really fun. Really fun. We saw a tiger. We saw a lion. He was like up at the top of his savanna, like roaring his head off. It was kind of scary. It was feeding time and he got pissed.
Because he hadn't gotten the shit.
He's like, I'm waiting.
Waiter. I saw that table next to me get their food, and I was here before they were. Where's my food?
He saw the golf cart go over to the cheetahs. And we saw a lot of the animals around that time were like pacing and jumping and moving. And so we asked, like, what's the deal? Why is this time of day they're all activated? And they said, oh, it's because it's close to feeding time and they're all getting amped up.
They know. Yep.
So you guys, Cincinnati Zoo feeding time is around 3. So I recommend going around 2:30 because that's when it's kicking off. Yeah.
That's funny.
Got to walk around with kangaroos. You like go into the kangaroo thing and just walking around. They're all there.
Yeah. I love the zoo. The zoo is great.
I was like, how is this safe? Yeah.
It's so funny. It's funny that you mentioned kangaroos because I don't know how we got on this subject, James and I. But I told him, I said, there's a list of like exotic animals that you can own in the state of Texas. So he gets on his one web. So he got on his one website. I'm like, no, you're on the wrong one. You need to go this. He goes, of course you would fucking know, Keisha. Like you were sitting. Yes. So he goes, oh my God, we can own a kangaroo. Do you know to own a kangaroo in the state of Texas, it only costs $2,000 to buy a baby kangaroo. I feel like it should be so much more than $2,000.
That is completely crazy.
Yeah.
And they're overpopulated, the lady told us, because that the woman that was just standing there while we were chatting with her, looking at the kangaroos who were like arm's length away from us. Yeah. And she said the reason it's safe is because they're all males. So there's no female to fight
competition.
Over. So they don't get aggressive.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were like kind of like slapping each other in the face. Yeah. And I was like, what's happening over there? She goes, they're really good friends. And, Artemis just wants Eli to get up so he can lay there. And that's what they're fighting about. I mean, it was, and then they, in that same section, they have, I guess some kind of penguin that's the they walk out every day and they hang out in this area, and they can be in the water or they can be over here in this kangaroo area. And
wait a minute, the penguin was in the kangaroo area.
It's not like what you would think like a black and white penguin. It's not like an Arctic penguin. It's a different kind of penguin that's, like a warm weather penguin. And
there's no such thing as a warm weather penguin. They all come from Antarctica.
No, it's some different kind of bird that was a something penguin, but it was like normally like it would be in the same area with kangaroos. They're supposed to be
crazy.
Some other kind of penguin. It's not like it has to be cold penguin. Okay, and somebody will yell and scream at the phone and then DM us and tell us, and I appreciate that. Yes. Or Anna could tell us, because if she was here, she could tell us. But anyway, that part was closed because the weather wasn't right for them. But one of the kangaroos was laying right over there by that door, and she said he's the only one that's interested in the penguins at all. He's the only one that cares. The rest of these, they don't give a shit about those penguins walking around. They give them no mind. It's like that's people, they give them no mind. But that one loves them. And so this is not coming out today. He's been laying by the door all day.
That is so cute. That's so cute. I love animals.
We saw Galapagos tortoises, like those big, huge tortoises. And there was a lady in there was like massaging his legs because she says her legs get really tight. And she was giving him a little leg massage.
Wow.
Because we had a great time.
Now, as soon as it cools off a little bit, we're going to the zoo. It's just too hot to go right now.
Yeah, see, it wasn't hot there. So check out the Cincinnati Zoo. It's worth it just to fly in, fly out. We stayed at a great hotel that was right by the arena. We were able to just walk right to the arena and walk home. It was wonderful.
Yeah, nice.
10 out of 10, Cincinnati. You killed it. You nailed it. It's a great town. We loved it.
All right. I never thought about going to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Me either. Super friendly. And even Anna was like, do I need to live in Cincinnati? Everybody here's so nice.
Anna, no, you cannot move to another state.
I mean, she would be fine if she did. No, she really wouldn't, actually. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I get anxiety whenever I think about a child moving away because it's really my own anxiety that I'm putting onto the person. Like just the thought, can't.
Right. Well, let's get to recapping. But first, before we start recapping, I want you to tell me the scoop that's happening with freaking Deontay. What's going on with that dum-dum?
So, this is Deontay from Deontay and Nicole Jr.
We used to call him Donate, right?
Donate, yes. He's such a fucking goober. Like, he really is. So
I think it's his teeth.
The teeth don't help at all.
I think
because you can be a goober and not look like one, but he is a goober and he also looks like one.
Yeah.
So, I follow him on Instagram. So I knew he was dating this girl. And I was like, she looks really young, but I'm just thinking maybe she's in her early 20s or whatever.
Girl being the optimal word here.
Yeah. Because every girl he dates, they all look the same amount of trashy. And he did not break the mold with this one. So
what did we call him? What did we call him when we were doing the inmate to roommate, and those basic white bitches kept coming over. Oh my God, what were we calling them? It was so
no, it wasn't we. It was you. Was it trifling white girls? Ratchet white girls.
Ratchet white girls.
Ratchet white girls.
Thank you.
That is Deontay's type.
That's his type. Okay, thank you. It took us a minute to get there. It took us a minute to get there, guys. Ratchet white girls. Yes.
White girls. So we still need to get t-shirts that say that.
So stupid.
Mine included. It's going to still say ratchet white girls.
Okay.
So
we could do it in this font. That would be even funnier.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Ingrid, I know you're not listening, but if you are,
make it happen.
Make it happen,
Ingrid. Okay. So he announced that him and this girl are pregnant. He does not need kids. So it finally came out how old this girl really is, and she's 18 years old.
Woo, girl!
And he's 35, which she is an adult. But here's the thing: when he started dating her, she was only 17. He's
exactly half his age. So 17 or 34. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he's the type of guy that thinks he needs a younger girl so he could probably mold them. He seems like one of those because he's so stupid. Like he feels like he could make a stupid person better. Does that make sense?
I disagree.
He wants someone young and dumb.
I don't think he's trying to mold or groom anybody because I don't think he has that skill set.
Not
I
groom, but mold like, oh, she could be a better woman. I could teach her all about life. Kind of like that. But he's too stupid to be able to do that. But I think he
right.
thinks he can do that.
Right. I don't think, honestly, Keisha, I don't think he's thinking of it past this hot young girl will have sex with me. And that's it.
Yeah, they're never really hot. They're all like really trashy looking.
Well, they're wretched white girls.
Well, anyway, if you're a black girl, don't worry about Deontay because he likes him a good old white girl. That is for sure.
He definitely
Darn,
does.
black girls, darn.
I'm sorry for your loss. But
Sorry, man. We missed out this time around. Boy, did we ever. But yeah, this
boy.
is like super gross.
Yeah, and I saw that he was like, I'm going to go live and tell my side of the story, and you guys quit giving me so
What
much hate.
side?
I'm like, what's your side? You got a 18-year-old pregnant and you're 35. Congratulations, you weirdo.
And that you were sleeping with her when she was 17. Where are her parents?
Where are her parents? That's the
Yeah.
question.
That baby, that poor baby, it's gonna come out with teeth. Like,
Stop. We can't make fun of a baby.
I'm just saying, genetics are a powerful thing. That baby gonna come out with a full top and bottom row of teeth. Poor
Several extra ones, I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh,
So
overlapping.
that's the scoop with Goofy.
Oh, Goofy.
So, mm-hmm.
And the reason we called him Donate was because whenever you typed in Deontay, your spell check would change it to Donate. And I was like, I'm just gonna let it call it Donate because I can't change it every time. And so I just left it.
Mm-hmm.
I just left it and called him Donate, and that's what it was. Oh Lord. Okay, let's get talking about these people. I'm just trying to pull up my notes here to see what dummies we're going to talk about first. Okay, let's talk about Brittany and Key Rock. Now, I sent you all the information. I was watching the show today before we came to record. I sent you all the information of where Coffee lives because I immediately recognized it. I thought that's where it was, but I needed like an aerial or I needed a wide shot to confirm where it is. But it is in fact next door to my dentist office. And oh shoot, sorry, I don't know if you heard that. That was my text messaging coming up. Sorry. It is next to my dentist office, and I knew exactly where it was. And it is a building in Old Town called the Annie B. Rose building, and it is a place where it's like for seniors, it's for underprivileged, mostly seniors. And I don't know how old Coffee is. I don't know if Coffee qualifies as a senior.
Yeah, because I was kind of like, she doesn't look old enough to qualify, but I mean, she could just be younger looking.
Yeah, it could be, but they only have 1-bedroom apartments there, so I don't know.
Clearly, we saw that because
I looked. I was like, oh, well,
there.
Let me look at the floor plans. Let me look at this, and then it's 3 different floor plans of 1-bedroom apartment. So a lot of people can live there, and it is I think it's a great place, and I think if Coffee qualifies, then that's good for Coffee.
My only concern is that did she get it approved for Key Rock and Brittany to come and stay with her for this short period of time
and film there?
So you think they had to get permission from like the office manager?
I would assume they would because first of all, I was like, if they're just shooting in the apartment, then maybe nobody would notice if that giant cameraman came up the elevator. Like maybe they wouldn't notice, but they're shooting outside as they're walking in and all that.
Yeah.
So they had to get that approved.
I hope so.
And maybe they were like, we'll throw you $1,000 to the Annie Rose house. And they were like, we'll take it.
Okay, let's hope that's how it went. I don't want Coffee messing up her living situation.
I don't either.
Rock and Brittany and We TV.
I don't either. But what's so interesting is when they go to that park and they sit and they're talking, like the townhouses and stuff right behind them are right just 1 block over from where I used to work. And those are like $3 million townhouses.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like really, that's the waterfront. It's like super expensive and fancy down there. Yeah.
A $3 million townhouse.
Oh, yeah. And they flood too. Right on the Potomac. They flood all the time. So it's like,
that would fucking suck.
Yeah. All the business, everything down there flood all the time. If it's going to be a heavy rain, you're not going down there. Get the whole street blocked up. Yeah. You got all the sandbags and all the everything out. Yeah.
Ugh. Jesus.
Well, but I'm glad for Coffee because that's a good place. So, Life After Lockup, season 5E, episode 5, Love Bombs. Okay. Brittany and Key Rock. So we open up how they're about to do the vows at that park in Alexandria. And she pulls him to the side and it's like, the PO says it's not a good idea. And this is not how we wanted to get married. And she went, Now, did you notice? And I had never noticed this before. I noticed on one side by her ear, she had those hearts. But now on the other side, down the other ear, it says Key Rock.
So someone literally just DM'd me about an hour ago and she took a screenshot. She goes, I never noticed that it said Key Rock. She goes, I'm assuming that it says Key Rock. I'm like, it absolutely does say Key Rock. I'm like, I never noticed before that it said that.
I think it's new. I mean, it's new-ish because she always had those hearts on the one side. Right. Always. I remember thinking like, that is so weird that you're not a tatted up person. You have your grandmother's name on your arm and she got that in prison. It was her first ever tattoo. And then she goes right to the face.
Listen, people, if you learn nothing else from us in these podcast episodes, take this with you. Never, ever, ever get a face tattoo.
And never. Especially
a triangle on your forehead. But also your lover's name on your sideburn.
Just sideburns.
Don't do it.
Just so crazy. I guess in her mind, she's like, if I want to cover it, I can, because I'll just pull my hair down. But you already did it.
At some point, you're going to put your hair up.
Yeah. And it looks like they're like kind of faded and not well done. And yeah, I have noticed that heart one since the first day we saw her. But I definitely would have noticed that other one. So I think it has to be new. Girl. Maybe she felt off balance and she felt like she needed to,
But why get a name? Just get a couple more hearts so they could like match or something.
Right. Or stars or something. So
then again, it's Brittany.
That's right. So she's crying. And I think, I was zooming in. She was in fact, she was in fact crying like actual tears. So, okay. And now I've got a whole paragraph about the tattoo. Okay. Anyway, she says, he goes, I was very upset. So he goes, all right, I'm upset. Like, let me think about this. And he says, I feel like I look like a fool because I planned this beautiful wedding. And, so she goes over and talks to Shayla and Coffee, and she's explaining like what she told Key Rock, and they're smiling. And so was the officiant, because this is all fake. This is all planned. It's all fake.
Okay. So I'm going to take it back and pretend like it's not all fake.
Okay.
In past seasons, I've not been the biggest Key Rock fan. But I have really been liking him a lot this season. And I feel as though his reaction was the perfect reaction because that is what Brittany did is what we call playing in my face. She really was playing in that man's face because you could have done all of this as soon. There was no reason. If you thought all this, why did you buy the damn wedding dress? Number one, you should have left the wedding dress shop. Told him, y'all talked about it, and y'all could have made a decision whether y'all were going to go through with this or not. You know what I mean? And I honestly still have a feeling that this is less about what the PO said and more about having the big wedding.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that they want another season, so they will have a big wedding, and it'll be like Brittany and Key Rock take Houston,
Yeah. I'm down for that.
So, did you see Coffee and that tiny little dog? And she walks off with that. I was like, that dog is so tiny. It looked like a little rat it was like, what? It was like a little mouse.
It to me, it's too close to a mouse because I don't like rodents and it is very rodent-like, but she dresses so cute. She's a fashionista.
She's so cute and she dresses her dogs cute and we love Coffee.
Yes.
Coffee.
Cough
drop. And so, Coffee talks to Key Rock and he's like, I'm an all the way in guy. And I did this. I went all the way in and now she's doing this for me. But you see Brittany the whole time she's messing with that dress. She's pulling it up. I was like, I think it was a $600 dress that looked great on her, but she didn't have time to get it like properly
get it altered. Yeah.
She should have gotten it cinched in here. So she didn't have to support bra. I don't know. So, Key Rock says thank you and goodbye to the officiant. And she's like, this is just not what we planned. It's not what we talked about. I don't think we should do it. And I just love you so much. And this is just not how we planned our wedding. And Key Rock goes, this is just too much confusion for me. Like, I think I just need to go to Texas and be done with this. Which, by the way, they had just decided that last week at the Beeliner Diner, another local place. They had just decided that before this whole wedding thing came up. So why is she all like, no, you can't go without me now?
Well, because her ass is scared. I
Right.
think she knows I fucked up and he may leave and never come back to get my ass. You know, he may leave and I don't have the address to where he's going to be living at. He may leave and change his whole phone number and have his family change their phone numbers as well. I need 1 week to, you know, grind him on down and make him change his mind and make sure he loves me before he leaves. She knows she fucked up.
Yeah. So now they go back to Coffee's apartment and he says, you know, yeah, oh, you know what? I'm actually glad she made this decision because I was thinking I just need to go to Texas anyway. I need to go to Texas, make some money. Yeah, I'm glad she made that decision. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you better stop. You're going to piss me off. You better stop. You better stop. Yeah. So the talking head, he goes, yeah, I'm very annoyed. I'm very annoyed that she waited until the very last minute to tell me it's not going to work. And I didn't think her pulling this bullshit was a part of her character. And now I actually think she's having second thoughts and doesn't want to marry me anyway.
Well, how can he not have a feeling like it makes you feel I have no doubts. I know Brittany just loves Keyrod's stinky draws. I know she does. But you cannot help it as a person, like someone turns you down, then they embarrassed you in front of this godly man and your friends.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to embarrass me, it's just the two of us. That's good enough for me. Don't embarrass me in front of 4 other people and a dog. That's just a little bit too much.
Did you notice that the godly man had a neck tattoo?
Okay, so, I mean, I'm sure he went online and got that whole thing. Because even producer James has done that. Like, he has done a couple of weddings himself. Yes.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he was godly in quotes. But, I mean, still.
Listen, you could be godly and have a neck tattoo. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
I was like, is this a production assistant? Like, who is this person?
You know, WeTV is always playing us for pickles. So that probably was the boom man. You're absolutely right. Can someone hold this boom for me real quick so I can do this scene right now? So, yeah.
Do any of you own a suit? Can you go get it? Because we need somebody for this scene.
It only has to fit a little bit. It doesn't have to fit perfectly. Because look, Brittany's dress doesn't even fit perfectly. So never mind my suit. It's good. It's good. It works. It works.
Nobody at home will notice your neck tattoo. It's fine. So
Mary Van Gilbert will.
I will.
Because I didn't notice it.
Yeah, it was coming up right above the collar.
Really?
All right. So then they're having this like back and forth argument. And he goes, I'm leaving. I'm going out to take a walk. And she's like, you're not going. You're not going to Texas. And so she follows him outside. And outside, they're kind of fighting on the sidewalk. And he says, when is the right time to go if you don't want me to go? So you don't want me to go now. So when is the right time? She goes, I'll let you know when is the right time. But it's not right now. And she goes, I know that you're saying you want to go now just because I canceled the wedding. And he's like, that's not it. That's not it. And she goes, you're only saying that because the cameras are here. And she like points over at him.
She did. That she
which
broke
is
down
interesting.
That third wall.
It's the fourth wall.
Oh, my bad.
They never on this show, they rarely talk about the cameras.
It's very, very seldom. Yeah.
So that was interesting. She was like, it is why you're saying this because the cameras are here. And I was like, that's interesting. So that made me think it was real. That made me think it was real. They were having a real argument.
They were, because they were both super pissed off. You could feel it.
Yeah. And she was like, today's not the day to play with me, motherfucker. I'll take it.
Because you might get cuts.
Yeah. I'll take it out on you.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyway, I'm like, I know where Coffee's apartment is. They're 2 blocks from Dave's old apartment. They're 1 block from my old job. I cannot get over they're filming this old town. I can't get over it. So, she says, we have everything stacked against us. Can't we just stick together and stay together for 1 more week? We may get a call this week. And we can go together to Texas. Can we just give me 1 more week? So it might be that exact 3-week mark before because they have to, every month they have to reapply or whatever.
Yeah.
And he says, I'll wait 1 more week. So do you think that means in 1 more week, they're going to tell him he can move? Because that'll be the end of the season, probably. Don't you think?
I don't know. Well, because I'm all confused now because you saw Brittany was working at a mall, like
in Richmond.
Where you are, yeah,
in Richmond, even. So we did just see that. You're right.
Yeah, and I was like really confused because I've watched a few of their lives and they were all in Houston. So I thought they were officially living in Houston, and then you sent me that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
So I wonder if she had to live in Richmond and live with her aunt, so she would be on the lease and have the right, because obviously she's not on Coffee's lease, to
Right.
have the address for X amount of time before she would be allowed to move to Texas.
But this is of course after filming, and that was just like last week she was doing that live.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if he moved to Texas and she comes to visit him.
Right.
I need answers.
Well, they're both working, I hope. So that's better.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good thing. Yeah.
that's a good thing. Y'all, it's November. It's cozy weather. It's getting darker earlier, and I have a lot to be thankful for. You know what I'm really thankful for? I found a new product this year. It's Lumi. Where has Lumi been all my life? How did I live without it before I knew about it? And why am I so thankful for it? Because Lumi is a deodorant like no other. It was created by a female OBGYN who discovered BO isn't just an underarm thing, it's an all over thing. So she developed a pH optimized deodorant that's clinically proven to block odor everywhere, not just your pits, but your privates, your feet, and beyond. And the best part, no matter where you use it, Lumi is proven to keep working for up to 72 hours. If this amazing female doctor and 3 days of odor control isn't something to be thankful for, I don't know what is. And right now, there's a special offer. New customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. Use code PINKSHADE at lumedeodorant.com. That's LUMEDEODORANT.com. Lumi has formulated a new product to keep you smelling fresh and help you stay drier. It's Lumi's whole body deodorant plus sweat control. The same 72-hour odor control now with 72-hour sweat control. You guys, I've tried this. It's great. You can experience the same outrageously effective 72-hour odor control while keeping sweat under control. It's baking soda free, paraben free, and pH balanced for safe use below the belt. You can choose from a variety of fresh, bright scents like tangerine, lavender, or my favorite is toasted coconut. You guys, I love anything with coconut. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream 2 deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice. So I recommend the Starter Pack. And as a special gift for our listeners, new customers also will get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code PINKSHADE. And if you combine the 15% off code with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off the starter pack. Use code PINKSHADE for 15% off your first purchase at lumedeodorant.com. That's LUMEDEODORANT.com. And show your support when they ask where you found it and say, PINKSHADE sent me. Thanks. Y'all, it's that time of year, the time that we need to start reflecting on things we're grateful for. I'm grateful for my family, my job, my friends, and my health. And another thing I'm grateful for, the fact that I've learned how to help my skin stay healthy and resilient as I get older. And that's because of today's sponsor, OneSkin. Their scientifically proven skincare routine has made a noticeable difference in how my skin looks and feels. Their OS1 peptide works at the cellular level to switch off the dysfunctional cells that cause your skin to age faster than it needs to. And y'all know I'm going to go down fighting on this aging process. I've talked about it a lot. And to celebrate the holidays, OneSkin has introduced their limited edition holiday bundle. This features travel sizes of the OS1 face, OS1 eye, and the OS1 body. All of these I've used, guys. They're all amazing products. And it comes in this chic, in the words of Jarit, this chic leatherette bag. It's the perfect gift, but you may actually just want to get one for yourself. Taking advantage of this exclusive bundle is short-lived. You got to do it while it lasts. And as a listener, you're going to get 15% off using code PINKSHADE when you check out at oneskin.co. Invest in your skin's long-term health this holiday season because healthy skin is a gift. So you guys, I've been using OneSkin topical face and on my eyes for a couple of months now. I use it when my face is clean and right before I put on other products because it doesn't matter what other products you use. You just put this on first and then do your whole skincare routine that you like after that. And the R&D team at OneSkin did a lot of research and like smart lady science things to create this next level of skincare. Their scientists found that the OS1 peptide reverses skin's biological age by reducing the number of these senescent cells by 50%. You guys see, it's all very smart and scientific. And I don't know. All I know is it works for me and my skin has really seen improvement. OneSkin is the world's first longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with the code PINKSHADE. And after you purchase, they'll say, hey, where'd you hear about us? Please support our show and tell them we sent you. We only have one body, one skin, and only one you, and you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. Okay, we are going to move on to Bianca and Daniel. And wow, okay.
So did you see who I signed in as today?
Yeah, I see Keisha signed in as Bianca's hair oil.
Yes.
And that's
all the oil, all of it. Because she's taken all the oil of the world. She has coconut oil, shea butter oil, salmon oil, Crisco oil, avocado oil, olive oil, all in her hair.
Oh my God.
She's got it all.
He's been 1 month out of prison. I'm going to say in that 1 month, she's washed her hair twice and we hadn't seen it. But I mean, it is a bad, okay?
It's bad.
So he has been applying for jobs with no luck. But today he heard from a moving company who wants to hire him. And she's like,
great.
She's like, I'm proud of you that you want to work. And he was just like, fuck off. Of course I want to work. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So the talking head, she says, for the past month, I feel like all I do is drive him around and pay for stuff. And now since he's got a job, I can have time for myself.
Okay, you could have had all the time for yourself if you had kept your ass in Florida.
Right. Right.
But you moved here so he could be with you every single day. Remember how devastated you were going to be if he had to stay in a halfway house?
Mm-hmm.
But now you're sick of him already.
You don't want to have to drive him around, Keisha.
Ugh.
All right. So Daniel goes and meets Gary. Gary is the guy that runs the shipping company, the moving company. And he explains, like, today we're just moving, you know, this is what we're doing, but you're on a trial basis. And meet this other guy, Anthony. It's called All You Need Moving. And Gary tells them how he made a mistake in his life and nobody would take a chance on him. He had to go to prison for a few months and nobody would take a chance on him except for his dad. And that's how he started this company. And he says, you can make the right choices in life and you can move on up. And so this is the kind of people that Daniel needs to be around.
Yes, not Bianca.
Right. So Bianca gets on the phone with her friend Haley. She's at like a Dungeons and Dragons gaming place.
Something like that, yeah.
And which that would be, I was like, I don't know. Is she smart enough to play Dungeons and Dragons? That's a game.
Oh, no.
It'd be pretty smart. So she says, yeah, I haven't made any friends here. And like, would you come and visit me? Haley goes, sure. Like, I'm up to be spontaneous. Are you paying for it? Great.
Right.
And she says, Haley goes, you need to ask Daniel. And she goes, no, I don't have to ask Daniel. I pay the bills. And she goes, yeah, I mean, we've been arguing a little bit. And she goes, what are you arguing about? Like people being messy or whatever. And she goes, I don't know. Like he gives me attitude. It's like his way or the highway. And he hasn't proposed yet. And now I'm like wondering if he's going to. I mean, I'm wondering like if he love bombed me.
Like none of that was true. It's with the exception of he hasn't proposed yet. He has not. He's only been giving attitude back. As far as I see it. And she is like, it's either my way or the highway.
Yes.
He just stands up for himself and she doesn't like that.
She doesn't like that. And love bomb. How could he love bomb you? He was in prison. What are you talking about?
No. And we see how he is right now. He most definitely has not love bombed her at all.
He barely tolerates her.
What love bomb means.
Well, that's a great point. And so she says, in her talking head, she goes, you know, I think he appreciates me, but also he might be taking advantage of me. Like, I've given him a roof over his head and I sent him a lot of money in prison and I'm paying for everything right now. Like, I feel like a sugar mama, but I want to be a wife. All right. It's the end of the workday.
So I was going to say real quick, someone posted that she allegedly got $1 million settlement.
Okay, I saw that too. And then somebody else posted right after that. Somebody else posted right after that. It was $90,000. I mean, $90,000 is still a lot of money for a single gal.
Yeah.
But $1 million is really a lot.
I much rather get $1 million, but let's say she got $90,000.
Mhm.
That means you still need to have a job.
Yes.
Or you're just going to blow through. You can spend $90,000 in a day at the
Yeah.
mall if you
Yeah.
want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think that what when we would hope she had been advised to do was like put 80,000 into savings and then use 10,000 to, get your scar fixed or something. I don't know.
And that's
I mean, like for something that cosmetic that you wanted, get your hair washed once a week, something.
You did not say get the scar fixed.
I just mean like for something like she wanted to do for herself, which she says the scar bothers her. Maybe she get her scar.
Someone's gonna take that as being so mean. Make sure you sit in the DM to Pink Shade Pod, not the Libra Lounge with Keisha.
I didn't mean like that. I just meant like do something cosmetic for yourself, like wash your hair once a week. Or she said her
start there.
Start there. Let's start with basics, cleanliness.
Yes.
And get a facial, do something.
Or some new clothes, because she dresses horribly.
Yeah, she needs a lot of help. And I literally just meant something that would make her, because she said she was scared about it.
Insecure.
Right. By the way, that scar is going to heal just fine. Nobody's ever going to be able to see it.
I don't even notice it. I barely notice it.
It's within a year and it's right here. So of course you're going to see it. And it's a space that moves around a lot. So yeah, but she's young. It'll be fine.
I don't notice it that much, but I'm sure for her, it looks like it's, half the size of her body.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Okay. So now it's the end of the workday. Daniel got the job and Bianca is still, talking to Haley on the phone. She's at the gaming place. It's whatever she's buying is $137. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of cute. Like if they like to play D&D together and she's bought something that I was like, all right. Because there wouldn't just be, I would, if you really were into like crafting, you wouldn't go to a D&D place to buy crafts. I don't know. Maybe you would. So somebody's going to tell us. I don't know.
To me, it all goes back to Bianca. She probably thought she was at a craft store. She probably thought, oh, this is like the Michaels, like in Arizona. They just call it a different name. You know what I mean?
Dead right. So anyway, she's not answering her phone and he needs a ride. And so then we just kind of quickly go to the apartment. I was like, wait, what happened? But anyway, then he comes in and she's like, did you forget your key? He goes, yeah. So he walks in, he's all sweaty. And she goes, ew, you're sitting all sweaty on the couch. He goes, yeah, babe, I've been at work. She goes, that's my pet peeve. He goes, okay, well, whatever. And he says his Uber home was $30. And he goes, yeah, it's a lot. And she goes, So they do this talking head together. And she goes, I'm not going to drive you all the time. And he goes, well, then maybe we should move closer to the job site because that's going to be a lot of money on Ubers if you're not going to drive me. And she's like, yeah. Now,
he called her 7 times.
And she was 7 times at the D&D store making friends. Yeah.
If someone calls me 2 times in a row, something's up. 7 times? That is so rude. And so what the fuck else does she have to do in life other than like do what he needs to do? Like, you have the time. I
got a call yesterday 3 times in a row from a number in Campo, California. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but they called me 3 times in a row. So finally I sat there and waited and I did like the live voicemail where I could see what they were saying. And it was like somebody trying to sell me something, but I like sent it. It rang. I hit decline. 4 seconds later, rang again, hit decline. 3rd time I did send a voicemail and watched it. I was like, this person really called me 3 times in a row like it was an emergency. They were trying to sell me some like Italian cruise.
Ooh, Italian cruise.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds nice, but no.
Yeah.
Okay, now get ready for this, Keisha. So, okay, hold on. I'm going to get this pulled up here. Okay, so she says, even though like I think it's great that he got this job because he hasn't had a job or money for 5 years. Like I was hoping it would be a full-time job so I could have more time for myself, because I've done nothing but focus on him for the last 6 months. And it's normal if you want to have space from the person you're with. What? Huh? All she wanted was for this man to get out of prison. She moved across the country. She's died to have a baby. But now She wants to be by herself, and she can't even be bothered to pick him up from work when she has no job and no friends.
If they had a baby, she would totally make him take that baby to work with them.
She'd be like, it's fine because you could put the car seat in the moving van. I mean, I need time by myself to go get drunk with my friends. I'm really young, and that's what I like to do. Because remember,
Yeah.
somebody's going to invite me to brunch, and then they're going to say, let's have mimosas. And then I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to want to have 4 more. And then I'm drunk. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's not going to happen because she's unlikable. She's never going to make friends there.
Maybe that's why she went to the D&D store, because she was like, okay, maybe the people here will accept me.
No, they were all looking at you like, geez, that girl has oily hair. That's all they were thinking.
Yeah.
That's it.
I will say that did you say she posted like a real aggressive social media thing. It's like, I'm going off social media. All you people are assholes. And you don't even know how hard it is to be on TV and speak your truth.
Yeah, okay. I saw that too. I'm like, girl, please.
So, all right. No job, no friends. Okay. So he tells her, he goes, I'm making... So he tells her, I'm making $20 an hour. And I mean, he goes, it's more than minimum wage. You know, that's good. It's part-time. And, you know, there's room for growth. There's room. And she goes, oh, okay. Well, you know, I'm just like thinking about our financial situation right now. And so you sure that you're going to be able to grow into going more than part-time? And he goes, yeah, like the guy's great. I'm, you know, and he's so on cloud 9, like so happy.
Yeah.
That he's been with these dudes all day who understand where he's coming from. And he wants to just like actually put in a good day's work and meet these people who understand him. And he's in such a good mood. And he comes home to, well, you're really going to have to help with the financial situation. And I'm not going to drive you everywhere.
Like, what? Why does he stay with her? Because to me, she's basically saying, I don't like you.
She's just like, I mean, it's not worth the money that I'm spending.
Well, then you get a job too. Stop living off your settlement.
Right. Get a job.
Get a job.
And
maybe you'll meet some friends.
In the words of Vicky Gumbelson, get a job. Okay. So she goes, well, today I went shopping a little bit. You want to see what I got at the store? And he goes, all right. And she goes, it's little elves that we can paint and then we can play with them. He's like, well, since I'm not 8 years old, this is probably what? And she goes, yeah. And so that's what I got. And he goes, okay, well, that's kind of cool. How much were they? And she goes, $130. He's like, what? Then when I tell you, so much of this show is fake, but that was such a real reaction.
It was a real reaction. And here's the thing. She's like, oh, we could do it together. We also could have gone to dinner and a movie and spent less than you spent on these fucking elves that don't even talk.
I mean, they could have gone to dinner and a movie twice for $130.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, look, you know I just got this job and everything, but we're kind of broke. And I can't believe you spent that much. I mean, that just seems like a lot of money. And she goes,
yeah,
don't worry about what I'm spending. And he goes, okay, well, listen, that's thoughtful. We have something to do. That's fun. I'm going to go take a shower. So when I was talking to Ed, he goes, I mean, $130 is, 7 hours of work for me.
Right.
For her to blow on some figurines and some finger paint. And once her money runs out, I don't know who's going to support her shopping habit, but it's not going to be me.
He's smart. And here's the thing. She doesn't even have a good shopping habit. She's buying stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like if you're going out and buying a Louis Vuitton, a Gucci, another Louis, that's like a shopping habit, but a good one. You know what I mean?
In our opinion, yes. Yeah.
In our opinion. I'm sure everyone was like, what the fuck is she talking about? But to me, that's a good shopping habit.
I agree. And this is weird. She may as well have gone to Toys R Us and bought one of those little popcorn popper things where you push it on like the toddlers, but it goes pop, 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 and you push it on the floor. Because that's about how interested he is in this thing.
I couldn't agree more.
Unless they are big Dungeons and Dragons fans, the two of them. And she's like, these will be elves for our village or whatever you do in Dungeons and Dragons. And maybe then that, but we have not been told that is
not at all.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Kim and Joey.
Oh boy.
I've decided that if Joey just grew his hair out like 2 inches and let his beard grow a little bit, he would be, it's the hair and the beard and the hips that make him so unattractive.
So someone DM'd me today and said, oh my gosh, I just noticed Joey and his his shit. What do I always say that he has? Childbearing
hips. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, yeah, there are a lot. Yeah.
On that Love After Lockup Facebook group, somebody posted something so funny about him the other day, and they were just calling him hips. They're just calling him hips. So that's what I'll be calling him from now on. Hips. It was like, so and they were like, and all of a sudden, and Hips Don't Lie came in, and he said, I was like, oh my God, so fucking funny. Hips Don't Lie.
Yes.
Okay. So they're driving to see this lawyer. The lawyer's name is Abigail, and she's too smart to have her last name on there, but it was called like Camino Law. And maybe her last name's Camino, and I'm stupid. But
it probably was. Yes.
Okay. It was a cute little lawyer's office building. And
yeah,
it was cute. She seemed to actually know what she was talking about. So they sit down with the lawyer, Abigail, and the other lawyer's name was, I wrote it down like Jeannie or something. It'll come to me when I see it. I don't see it right now. Anyway, so I'm just Jeanna. So Gina, like Gina Keogh, but Gina. I'm just laughing at myself because I've got the word hips written so big everywhere. So she says, so my current husband and I got married in 2018. And she was like, okay, so it's not this, you're not trying to, it's not him. She goes, no. She goes, she and her current husband got married in 2018. They had 2 kids. He had an affair and she left. She said, I just said, like, I'm not going to take this. And I got up and left. I, woman, hear me roar. And they've been legally separated, like on paper. They signed the legal separation documents for 1 year, and she has full custody of the kids. And the lawyers, Abigail and Gina, say, okay, well, in North Carolina, to get divorced, you have to be legally separated, on paper for 1 year. And one of you has to be a resident of the state. And she says, but here's a hitch in it. Did you reconcile at any point? Because that would like restart the clock. She says, no, I never did. Which is interesting that they left that in, because that really is not important to the story. So it makes you wonder if they're going to find out.
I think she did.
I think she got back together with him briefly.
I think she did. Yeah. They hooked up.
Something happened, because otherwise they wouldn't have left that in. So the talking head, old Hip says, I don't know really what happened before I came home. And Kimberly has cheated on every relationship she's ever been in. Well, so have you. So has he.
But it's different when a woman does it. Yeah.
So then she says, what we're worried about right now is if we buy a house, would my ex have any rights to the house since we're legally still married? And the lawyer goes, that's a gray area. And it has to do with when the closing of the house happens and when the final divorce decree happens. And so I'm just like, girl, get fully divorced and get the divorce decree. Don't play around with these timelines.
Yes. Like there's the only thing I can think is that like she's renting this place where she's at. And the lease is about to be up. Go maybe live with your dad for a couple of months. That way he could keep a good eye on Joey and make sure he doesn't steal his 4-wheeler.
But to say, Dad's trying to protect his property. He doesn't want Joey around.
Right.
So, and she says, it's very unlikely that would happen, but sometimes these timelines will, and he would have to do that, whatever. And she says, look, here's the thing. Once you file for divorce, he has 30 days to respond or not respond. And if he doesn't respond, then you do the divorce. And once that hurdle is cleared, you're good to go. So basically, like, once we file it, it's only another month. So who cares? But you're right. It could be like, well, my lease is up in 2 months. So it's cutting it too close. So it doesn't take like a week to buy a house. I mean, that also takes a long time too.
A long time. Yeah.
So Kim says in 2018, she's telling this to the lawyers. In 2018, there is a possibility that her ex is not the father of her oldest child because she was with Joey. And she says, so what if he's not the father, would he have rights to the oldest child? She says, yeah, around that time, Joey and I had a little fling. And then talking to him, she goes, yeah, I mean, my ex, he doubted that the baby was his, but we got married and it was never discussed again.
I find that hard to believe.
I find that hard to believe it was never brought up again. I do
too. Yeah.
And the lawyer goes, okay, but you got married and he signed the birth certificate. So really it's on him to prove the child is not his. So basically what she's saying is you should leave this alone.
Girl, because you're about to fuck up your money.
And Joey says, well, what if we prove that the baby's mine? What if we prove it? Because no way, like if I find out that's my kid, I can't let him walk around like that kid, like that's my daddy.
Well, that's the only daddy that he's known.
And so the lawyer goes, so he's been paying child support and he's been given parental rights, which is a constitutional right. And if it is found out that you are the father, then those rights will have to be switched. And does he pay child support? She goes, he does. And she says, well, suddenly if he's no longer father of the child, you're going to owe that portion of the money back. But that would be up to him, to file that or whatever. And, the truth of the matter is that's the kid's money.
Yeah.
And it's an obligation for both parents to pay that. And there is a way to undo those rights, but it's a lot to think about.
Yeah. As soon as she said that she would have to pay that money back, Cameron was like, can I put a stop payment on that DNA kit where you really don't need it? Put stop payment immediately.
Also, I'd like to cancel the storyline because I don't want him to ever see it.
Yeah. Yeah. But she don't let Joey fuck up the whole thing right now.
Yeah.
Unemployed Joey.
Yes. So, in her talking head, she goes, yeah, if I had to pay him back, I mean, that'd be like $20,000 because it's $2,500 a month. And that's how I feed my children.
Yeah.
$2,500. Because I think we figured out, we did the math on how much she worked and what she said she earned and what she earned an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And it was less than $2,500 a month.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So
she's going to be screwed without that money.
She is. And she says, there is no best or worst case scenario here. Either way, somebody gets hurt. I was like, you should have left well enough alone with this bullshit. But then again, if she did it when the kid was 18, then she'd still owe all that money.
Owe the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, outside, Hip says, look, if we have to pay it back, we pay it back. We'll just give him $10 a month for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. Why do you want to nickel and dime this guy who was doing the right thing? And
$10
your
a
harlot
month
over there didn't know who her baby daddy was. No, you pay that man back his money.
$10 a month.
Well,
come on now.
Between the two of them, that's all they can afford anyway.
Yeah, especially if they're missing out on $2,500 a month. But I guess, I mean, the younger kid is his, so it's half of that, but still.
Yeah, but that's a big chunk.
And is Joey going to make up that money with his non-job self?
No, unless he does like an OnlyFans page for men with big hips.
Somebody might be into that.
I'm sure there's plenty of people into that.
There's somebody.
There you go,
Joey.
Joey. There you go.
There you go. We figured it out. Y'all, it's the season to be thankful. And sometimes you have to dig deep, and I mean deep, to find things to be thankful for. But this year I'm thankful for Honey Love bras because there's nothing worse than suffering through a Thanksgiving dinner with an uncomfortable bra, or really just in your everyday life. Sometimes I'll watch our reality shows and I want to send some of our gals a Honey Love bra. I'm looking at you directly, Zaria. But y'all know Honey Love's bras feature that supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. Plus, they're super soft. I mean, you don't want to take it off. It's a around the house bra. It's a sleeping bra. They're just so comfortable. You guys, my mom is 83 and she just recently told me she ordered a Honey Love bra and I can't wait to hear how much she loves it. She's going to love it. And she used my code, of course. Don't forget about their shapewear. It's holiday party season, you guys. We all have an outfit we need to fit into, look great, whether it's like pants or a dress. Their shapewear uses targeted compression technology, so you no longer feel like you're suffocating or that your life is being squeezed out of you. For me personally, I like their V-neck bra, and I also love the Super Power Short for smoothing out those love handles, under that dress. And so it doesn't roll down when you sit down. Also, that is the worst. You're at a party, you sit down, the thing rolls down, you got to get up, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to fix it, and then you got to readjust your boobs and everything. When you're wearing Honey Love, you don't have any of these problems, okay? Give the gift of comfort this holiday season, whether you're attending a wedding, hosting a big Thanksgiving dinner, or going to a holiday party, or simply seeking that everyday boost of confidence. Honey Love can be your perfect +1. So get yourself or someone you love the gift of comfort. Plus, for November only, listen to this. Honey Love is giving up to 50% off site-wide. Visit honeylove.com/pink shade and shop their sale. And when you go to checkout, it'll say, where did you hear about us? And please say, Pink Shade sent me. Thanks. Y'all, it's that time of year, the time that we need to start reflecting on things we're grateful for. I'm grateful for my family, my job, my friends, and my health. And another thing I'm grateful for, the fact that I've learned how to help my skin stay healthy and resilient as I get older. And that's because of today's sponsor, OneSkin. Their scientifically proven skincare routine has made a noticeable difference in how my skin looks and feels. Their OS1 peptide works at the cellular level to switch off the dysfunctional cells that cause your skin to age faster than it needs to. And y'all know I'm going to go down fighting on this aging process. I've talked about it a lot. And to celebrate the holidays, OneSkin has introduced their limited edition holiday bundle. This features travel sizes of the OS1 face, OS1 eye, and the OS1 body. All of these I've used, guys. They're all amazing products. And it comes in this chic, in the words of Dorit, this chic leatherette bag. It's the perfect gift, but you may actually just want to get one for yourself. Taking advantage of this exclusive bundle is short-lived. You got to do it while it lasts. And as a listener, you're going to get 15% off using code PINKSHADE when you check out at oneskin.co. Invest in your skin's long-term health this holiday season because healthy skin is a gift. So you guys, I've been using OneSkin topical face and on my eyes for a couple of months now. I use it when my face is clean and right before I put on other products because it doesn't matter what other products you use. You just put this on first and then do your whole skincare routine that you like after that. And the R&D team at OneSkin did a lot of research and like smart lady science things to create this next level of skincare. Their scientists found that the OS1 peptide reverses skin's biological age by reducing the number of these senescent cells by 50%. You guys see, it's all very smart and scientific. And I don't know. All I know is it works for me and my skin has really seen improvement. OneSkin is the world's first longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with the code PINKSHADE. And after you purchase, they'll say, hey, where'd you hear about us? Please support our show and tell them we sent you. We only have one body, one skin, and only one you, and you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. All right. Let's go to Tinny and Rob. And
Okay.
we open with this fight because we didn't see them last week. So we open with this fight. I'll remind you guys, they're blah, 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 back and forth with each other. And he's like, she says she can get a job in 2 weeks. And because they're fighting about the water park money. And he has 2 weeks to cover that tattoo. Now, they kept showing this tattoo. I'm like, this tattoo looks like some old lady. Like, what is this tattoo?
So I saw somewhere someone said that tattoo looks like Kate Gosselin when she had that funky haircut. And I cannot unsee it now. I'm like, the internet is wild. I was like, oh my God, it kind of does. Like,
With
right.
that poof in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, when she had that kind of, back then it was kind of like a real chic and rock and roll kind of haircut or whatever. Like all the moms were getting it. And it does look like that.
It's party in the front, business in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what it looks like. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And then her talking head, she's like walking around. She goes, I know I shouldn't have said that about the tattoo because I know it really bothers them, but I don't care. It's my opportunity to be petty. And sometimes that feels good.
Yeah, she's right. I would bring that shit up every hour on the hour.
I'd be like, can you wear a shirt with one sleeve? I mean,
no, because it seems like it's always out.
Yeah. Well, maybe, it's Oklahoma. Maybe it's hot. So he comes back in and she says, look, I'm sorry for my rude comments. And I feel like sometimes I'm caught between being a mother and being a wife. I just wanted the kids to have a fun summer by buying this like water park pass. But, she should have thought about what they talked about the money.
Right.
And he goes, in his talking head, he says, I can remember being young and my parents arguing about money. And I do worry that I can't give all of them the big house on the hill. And sometimes their dreams are high up. And I don't know if I can meet those dreams. And then he tells us that his parents were on and off and his dad was around and then not around. And when he was 15, his dad wasn't around a lot. And when he was in prison, his dad only visited him 2 times. It was 15 years. And he didn't feel bad about how much his family didn't visit him because he had bigger problems to worry about. Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I don't know, like not getting killed or his poker money
Oh,
or
okay. So, okay. Yeah. That not getting killed is top priority. Yes. Yes.
So now he says, goodbye. I'm going to go play basketball with my dad. So he goes to meet his dad. Now, his dad's like, okay. So his dad, their dad's cute. It's so funny because the dad is kind of short and the mom's kind of short, but Rob's pretty
I'm
tall.
like, where does talking about DNA?
Yeah.
Paternity test.
Rob is real good looking. He really is.
He's
cute. Really good looking. So, I mean, maybe just because he's all muscular and stuff, but I just think he's really good looking. So dad says, so, how's it going? And he says, well, yeah, life moves fast out here, compared to what I'm used to the last 15 years. And Rob says, yeah, because he's like, have you seen your mom? And he goes, yeah, I saw her, mama went crazy at this welcome home party. She is laying hands on people. Now we get a reenactment. And once again,
yes, we do.
Tinny is the first hand.
Yes.
To come out.
Yes. I hope now that they will stop saying that because it wasn't true.
Now, it was her mouth that got her in trouble. It was her mouth that got her in trouble, but Tinny did.
But she did the physical. Yeah.
So the talking head dad goes, yeah, it didn't work out with Rob's mom because we were just too young. And, about that welcome home party situation, she's too old to be acting like that. She's just immature.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. Mm-hmm.
All right. So back to talking about the mom. Rob is saying because she's volatile and then you guys were fighting all the time and you're growing home. Oh my God. Growing up, the streets were more peaceful than being at home.
Ooh, that's sad.
That is sad. And dad agrees. It was like, yeah, I think prison saved your life. And dad says, the things that slowed me down are the things that slowed you down. And, now you're being an ex-con and a black man. You already have 2 strikes. So how you get that 3rd strike is up to you. Like you need to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And then they're talking some more. And he tells Rob, well, I went to prison in 1992 and I got out on a pre-parole for good behavior. But then I messed that up and I went back in and he was like, oh, I didn't realize that. He goes, there were articles in the papers about those previous murder cases. And I was like, what? Previous murder cases?
Yeah.
You got more than one? And then he says there were murder charges.
I gotta call that serial killer when there's more than one.
Correct. And he says there were murder charges against him and the articles were written about him, but he was found not guilty. And then we see some clips of the articles and they were drive-by shootings.
Yeah.
Now, did you find out anything about this? Because I literally went on that Love After Lockup Reddit and typed in Rob's dad, murder, murder, nothing.
So I went to Googling. At first, I was confused because Robert is Rob Jr. But then I saw on Facebook the dad's last name is Jones, and Rob's last name is Long. So I was real confused. So anyway, I was able to find one article and basically it says, it doesn't go into details about his charges or anything like that, but he said that he was a big member of, there's Blood and Crips really big in Oklahoma, and he was a Crip and he was down for everything. Yeah. He said that he got shot twice. He was in and out of prison, but Rob says something. I'm kind of like, huh? Because he's like, my dad is really a good motivation for me, kind of like a good mentor. It's like, how? But after reading the article, I can see he's changed everything around and he kind of mentors other people and kind of has brought the gangs together where they can get along so they can do better by the youth. But I got no details on his charges at all. I kept getting this one guy who kept getting arrested for throwing rocks at people because they have the same name. I thought a lot about him, but not so much Rob's dad. It's if only we were talking about this rock thrower, I'd have all the scoop.
Oh my God. What if dad was I got called upon those charges. I was a serial rock thrower.
Yeah. Well, I actually went, even though I saw the picture of the man who clearly was not Rob's dad, I said, well, maybe. And this is not Rob's dad.
You're like, what's wrong with this man? Why is he throwing rocks at people?
I said, why is he throwing rocks in 2024? In 2024, why is he throwing rocks at passing cars? What is going on?
Crazy.
Yeah. And a repeat offender of it. So,
wow. Yeah. Rocks are his weapon of choice. Okay.
Yep.
So Rob's dad says, it's hard when you see that kind of stuff written about you, and then you try
Mhm.
to go on and live the life you want to live. You try to overcome it. And they talk about, the generational curse, this, crime and violence and stuff handing down. And dad says, if you want to break this generational curse, you have to start with the kids when they're young. And so you don't want what happened to you to happen to Nehemiah, and
Right.
probably dad growing up thought, I don't want what happened to me to happen to Rob, but it did anyway.
It did.
And he was out there throwing rocks or not murdering people or something. So
Rock thrower.
a rock thrower. So that is interesting, though, that the dad was like a gang member now that's trying to
big
turn it
time.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good. See, I just love Robin Tinney. I commented on her Facebook Instagram picture this week and was like, I don't know nothing about nothing, but I know that these are the best kids that we've ever seen on TV.
Yeah, they
and
are.
she wrote back, oh, thank you, and all this. I was like, yeah. I sent that to you.
Get the interview. Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
Get the interview, Mrs. Gilbert. Get the interview.
I wouldn't mind interviewing them. I think they'd be real fun to talk to, actually.
I think so too. Yeah.
So, okay. So, and this is when Robin is talking to us. My dad's a role model for me, and I don't want to let anyone down who believes in me. And I promise a lot. My past doesn't say a lot, so it's time for my future to say a lot.
Yeah.
So now we go to this next scene where Cheyenne and Shy and Maya are in Maya's bed. And she comes in there and she goes, oh, y'all are in Maya's bed? And he goes, yes, we're being nice to each other right now.
That can change in 1.5 seconds. But for right now, we're getting along.
Right now, everything's fine. And they say, okay, we're going to go out and go have a date. And I've got a pizza ordered. It's on the way. And Rob says, we're going to be watching you on the cameras.
Of
and
course.
I was like, I guess she is like 14. I guess they can't be left alone.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. She seems to be at an appropriate age for them to be able to do that. And it wasn't nighttime or anything like that.
That's what I couldn't figure out. It was like, it must have been like the dead of summer where it doesn't get dark till like 8 because it was light when they came home. So in her talking head, she tells us she has accepted a paralegal position, and we see the job offer is $50,000.
Yeah.
So I looked this up. I was like, is that a good, I don't know if that's a good salary for a paralegal. Okay. The majority of paralegals in the United States earn between $47,600 and $67,900, and the top 10% of earners make around $80K.
Okay.
So she's above average.
Right.
And just starting out at this new position. So good for her.
She can move up, and then his income, they'll be okay.
And by the way, you have to have like an extra degree to be a paralegal.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So she was
all we heard about her was being this stay-at-home mom. That was it.
But she actually has a career path. So I feel like this is a great job for her, especially in Yukon, Oklahoma. And I looked up Yukon, Oklahoma, because it looks like such a cute little town.
It does.
And Yukon, Oklahoma is the home of Garth Brooks. Population is about 26,000, and it's known as the festival capital of Oklahoma. They have festivals all the time. So that seems kind of fun for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay $250 for the season pass. You just go to all the festivals.
Sounds like maybe not. It is 16% Black. I'll tell you that. These are from the, Wikipedia or whatever. Anyway, it looks cute. So they're headed out on this date night, and they talk about, oh gosh, it's so nice to be on a date in the real world. And they talk about when he was in prison, how they just like get snacks and play on a movie at the same time. And
that's so funny that they had to do it like 1, 2, 3 press.
Yeah. Have you ever done that on an airplane with somebody? If you have like a seat back movie, and Anna and I did that on the way to Europe. We wanted to watch the Barbie movie, and we were in seats next to each other. So we're like, okay, ready, go. And then we would have to like scroll, like just to get it like just right if one of us had to go to the bathroom.
Funny. Yeah. Never done that.
Yeah. So now he says, he wants to talk about having a baby. Mm-hmm. And she goes, I know that, we agreed to this, but it would be a huge adjustment. Like you just got out. You're just, when you went into prison, you didn't have like a wife and a kids and a house and a job and all that. So we're adjusting to all these things. And he goes, well, I've always wanted a little girl. Oh. And he's like, I love Cheyenne and Nehemiah as his own. Like they are my kids. And she goes, yeah. He goes, but I always wonder, like, what could you and I, bring into this life? And she's like, well, they'd have to have my eyes and your lips. It's really cute. Cute conversation.
I would prefer for them to have Rob's eyes.
You don't like her eyes?
They are like this.
Oh, they're like far shark apart. Eyes, like really far apart.
They're really far apart. Yeah.
You know who else has really far apart eyes? Britney Spears. Very far apart.
I don't think they are.
Take a look next time. Yeah, take a look.
Huh.
Yeah, my friend Brian used to say she looked like a hammerhead shark. They were like on the side of her head.
They are not that far apart. No, no, no. Now I know for a fact they're not that far apart.
I'm on a roll, man. I need to get nicer. Okay.
Wait, this is what confused me is when she's like, I can see it's having a little brown skin, baby. What other color would it be? And then she's like, your skin tone or my skin tone, they are pretty damn near close in skin tone. So I don't know what y'all are seeing that we're not seeing, but okay.
I wondered that too, but I did not want to say that because it's not my place to say. Because to me, they looked the same, but maybe she's
damn near
lighter skin than him. I don't know.
They both look brown to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he goes, yeah, when we get home, we got to take that trash out. All those condoms, am I right? They get home. It's still daylight. They check on the kids, I guess. And so the kids are upstairs and they're downstairs. So that works out. He pours the wine. He lights a candle and he just like gives all the condoms to the cameraman and very funny.
He wanted everyone to see that they were magnum sized because there was no reason in the world for him to have to give those to the cameraman.
I saw that they were in a gold wrapper and I was like, does that mean something specific?
Magnum.
Okay. Like those are the big boys. Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's been proven that all condoms are the same size. I mean, they stretch.
Well, yes.
They stretch.
Yes, they do.
You know? Yeah,
but I would think a little bitty one wouldn't fit if you had a big one. I don't know. Somebody let us know. We don't know. We're not guys.
Well, the little bitty ones barely work, so you really ain't got nothing to worry about.
Oh God. Okay.
You're lucky the little guy even found its way. So yeah.
Keisha.
I don't know. I dated this one guy and I was just like, whoa. What is that? It was like a thimble. Like,
was it a micro penis?
Yes. I was just like, I didn't know they came in that size.
Wow.
I was like, what are we supposed to do with, I'm thinking to myself, what are we supposed to do with that?
Right. Never encountered one myself. I don't
think anyone should. Like, I felt like he needed to go to the doctor and get that checked out.
There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's a micro penis. If you have a micro penis, you can't do anything about it. You can't stretch it out. You can't make it bigger.
Nothing makes it bigger. Even arousal doesn't make it much bigger.
Okay, let's just okay. So, all right,
producer James.
Oh God,
you're listening.
You guys, it's not James's micro penis.
Oh okay. God, no. Oh my God, no, it's not. It's most definitely not.
All right, so back to these two, Tinny and Rob. So in the talking head, she says, even though I am returning to work, I am 34. My biological clock is ticking. And, he's a great father. I see him being a great father to these kids. And he never hesitated to give me the things that I want out of life. So I have no problem giving him the things he wants.
They're mature.
I think they're mature, but I kind of think let's give both of them working and the kids, I'll give it 1 year to settle into this new routine.
Yes.
Don't try to throw
like that's
that.
What they've done.
Yeah, because from what I see, it doesn't look like
she doesn't seem pregnant.
No, I don't see any baby. Okay. But that's great if they want to, but I think they should give it another year because it's just now she's working. Just now he's working. They're all adjusting,
He hasn't been out 6 months, has he, at this point?
I think they said 9 months, but let me look and see if I wrote that down because they always say it at the beginning and no, I didn't write it down.
It hasn't been a year.
Definitely not been a year.
Yeah.
It definitely hasn't been a year since she's not just home doing everything for him and bringing him his lunch and she'll have a full-time job now. And let me tell you something, those paralegals, if there's a case or anything going on and it's not just 9 to 5 office, if there's active cases and stuff, if the lawyer is at work, you're at work.
Yeah, because I saw she posted something on TikTok. It was after working 12 hours, I came home to find this. And I think little Nehemiah had left her a snack and a little note.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These kids are such good kids. Okay. Zaria and Troy. All right.
I forgot about them.
They're so excited. They're going to the dispensary.
That is something to get excited about.
Now, I've never seen the inside of a dispensary, so I was kind of excited too.
I've seen a few.
So he tells us he's been smoking weed since he was 12.
12?
I was like, all right, let's don't brag about that. That's not great.
That is not a flex, Troy. It is not a flex. No.
No. Where was Karen? Karen was out there running the streets.
What?
And she's not paying
Is
attention.
smoking too. Yes.
Yeah. And then in the talking head, they're talking about going to the dispensary. He goes, I'm trying to get higher than my mother. And then they show a picture of her like crying and laughing at and Saria's like, now come on now. No, nobody.
That's real But here's two broke ass people at the dispensary. Like, why are you there?
Yeah, last time I checked, you had zero money and could not
$0.
pay your rent on your alleged office space.
And potentially your apartment.
And now you can't go live with your parents because their house is burned down.
But all you're concerned about is if they're going to pay for your wedding or not.
Right.
That's the important priorities.
That's important. So now they're leaving the dispensary and they're driving home. And she says, we're going to go to the forest. The forest is where I found my spirituality. Mm-hmm. What kind of weed induced haze are these two in? They go to a public park and he fires up a joint. Well, they do live in New York, so that's probably legal, but
yes, it is. Yeah.
But they're on government property. They were in like a park,
Oh, so you can't smoke it on government property?
Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking probably not.
Oh, okay.
Probably can't go stand in front of a post office and, So, I don't know. Somebody let me know. So there's going to be so many DMs from this episode of things we did wrong. Andy Cohen has on his radio show an email account that's like Andy is wrong at SiriusXM.com for people just to email him things he's wrong about.
But I look at it as it's part of our charm. Because it is. It's part of, even on my own show, it's like it's part of my charm to say something wrong or half right.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think it makes it funny, because we know so much about so many things. And the things that we fucking don't know are usually the dumbest things that we don't know about.
Why would we know the laws regarding smoking pot on public property? We don't know. Mm-hmm. It's not up for us to know these things. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he fires up a joint and she says, I just, want to talk to you and thank you for adopting Azael. And I really appreciate you being a father to him and showing Azael what it is to be a man. And he cries and they hug. And he says, all I want to do is be a good role model for my kids. And then she says, we're obviously using precautions and everything, but would you want another kid? And he goes, we're just not in a situation right now where we could provide for a kid. We already have two and we want to build generational wealth.
I get so tired of hearing generational wealth, generational curses. Like, to me, and I'm not even trying to be funny, like a generational curse to me is like breast cancer. Like the grandmother has it, the mom has it.
Yes.
Like that's a generational curse. Diabetes, high blood pressure, like those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Generational wealth. People that say that all the time have no idea what that fucking means. They have no clue what it means.
Somebody somewhere has to start it.
Yeah. And I just don't feel like it's Troy and Zaria.
They think it's going to be them. Unless the pastor and the bishop have got some money hidden away, because we know Karen doesn't. So.
Oh, no. And this whole thing about him adopting her son. Zaria, I'm wondering, does that child even live with you?
He's not around very much.
He's not around very much at all. And I think he is around now because he can't go live with, I think he lives with the grandparents. I really do.
I do too. And also that bunk bed they have for him is literally for like a 6-year-old. And he is a big 11-year-old. Like he has hit that start.
Yes. He most definitely is big for his, he's a big boy.
He doesn't need to be put in that. He doesn't need to be put in that bunk bed. I don't like it. All right. So she says, obviously we're using protection, blah, blah, blah. And then he says the generational wealth, which is stupid. And talking head, she goes, honestly, I'm not on birth control. And I do want a kid with Troy. And, I did get on birth control, but it caused me to break out really bad. And so I stopped, but Troy doesn't know that. Now, I looked up what she said. Because I was on birth control for many years, high school, college, all the way through to when I had kids. And then after I had one kid, I went on birth control before I had the other kid. Mm-hmm. Very familiar. It can, and then I looked it up to make sure I was right. It can cause acne right in the beginning because your hormones fluctuate. And it can also
Mhm.
like make your boobs really big and hard. A lot of things can
Mhm.
happen right when you get on it. But then once it settles in, it actually clears up your acne and
That's what I've always thought.
regulates your periods and all
Uh-huh.
that.
Uh-huh.
But you have to give it a couple of months.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
When I remember when I
Another one of
first
Zaria's lies.
Yeah, I remember when I first started birth control pills, I think I was freshman year in college. I remember like my face broke out and my boobs were like rock hard
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson and Baywatch boobs. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And then
Mhm.
eventually everything settles down. And a lot of people get on birth control to help with their acne.
I know. So when she said that, I'm like, here we go again. This bitch is lying. Karen done already told us allegedly those were from your heroin abuse or whatever. Like, yeah. But that is
Yeah.
not from birth control.
Now,
Now,
Karen,
she may have PCOS.
what was PCOS? What does that mean?
PCOS,
Yeah.
variant. Oh, shit.
Cystic ovarian.
Polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had it. You would think I
Mhm.
would know, but I'm so used to saying PCOS. Now that can cause really bad acne, like
Okay.
horrible hurting
Yeah.
acne and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. Now, if she had said that, I would have believed it. But for her to say the birth control caused her to break out, I'm like, girl, stop. Stop.
Hmm. Hmm.
Stop.
Well, her skin does look better. It does look like as we've known her, it's cleared up more. So
Well, part of her problem is she uses wrong makeup, but I don't know if you've ever noticed it. Like sometimes it almost has a hue of green.
yes, I think she does
Uh-huh.
a lot of like color correcting
Yeah.
and yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's hard. Listen,
It
whatever
is.
whatever we think about her, that is hard. And I
And then
I
you're on TV with it.
I think if she was some sort of heroin addict or something, we would have heard about that, and not from
Yeah, we've
Karen.
only heard it from
If we're not from Karen, not a reliable narrator.
no.
Um, so okay. So and by the way, if she was and she's in recovery, good for
Good
her.
for her. Yeah. We
So
just don't like her negative, nasty attitude and her bouts of craziness.
that's right. All
Yeah.
that. But she was pretty nice this episode. So he's gonna take it's another day, and he's gonna take Azael to the science museum. And she's
Mm.
like, I'm not worried about it. Like, but it is your first time really like doing a father-son thing with him and being alone with him. And he may run off. He may catch an attitude. I was like, run off.
Why would he run
They're
off?
at the science museum. He's not going to get kids love a science museum. My
Yeah,
kids,
I'm like run off like, oh, look at that and just run that way, or just like run off because I'm sick of you.
yeah, that's what but they're not at a mall. I mean, like at a mall, a kid
Yeah.
will do that. But she's like, he may catch an attitude and we parent differently. We have different parenting styles. And he was like, no, like he knows like I'm there for him and we're gonna have fun, but he'll also listen to me, like it's gonna be fine. And truthfully, we haven't seen him be much of a parent to Azael at all. So we don't know what's going
No,
on.
we have not a clue at all. She doesn't know what kind of parent he would be. How long has Troy been out?
I'm gonna look, but I want to say they said it, but I don't write it down. It's like 3 months at the most. It's not long. It's not long.
And then if the child doesn't live there, he's parenting is brand new to him.
Yeah.
Life is still brand new to him.
He got locked up when his baby was like 1 or 2,
One.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, he knows nothing about parenting.
So, in the talking head, she says, since Troy has been home, he's put Azael on a strict routine and a strict diet. And having him home, having a dad in the house has made a huge difference. Now what do you mean put him on a strict diet? Why? Do you think Azael had a bad diet? What's going on? I
I
didn't like
don't
that.
know, but I tell you what, my prison husband is not about to have anything strict on my kid after 3 months,
Yeah.
especially a diet.
Yeah.
No,
That was interesting. So
that
he's
that's it. I was like,
11. He's 11.
yeah,
He eats what y'all eat. That's what he eats. So
yeah, and they all go through that awkward weight
yeah.
thing when they're ill. It's just part of growing up. But you put them on a strict diet.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
What? I didn't like that either.
So they're just about to leave to go to the science museum, and Karen calls and he's like, "Hey mom, what's up?" And she goes, "Troy, we have a problem." Troy,
What could it be?
I don't know. I don't know.
Karen could be like, it could be I'm out of edibles.
She'd be like, I took 5 in one day. I know I was only 2, and now I'm out.
You just never know with Black Karen.
Never know. Y'all, it's the season to be thankful. And sometimes you have to dig deep, and I mean deep, to find things to be thankful for. But this year, I'm thankful for Honey Love bras because there's nothing worse than suffering through a Thanksgiving dinner with an uncomfortable bra, or really just in your everyday life. Sometimes I watch our reality shows and I want to send some of our gals a Honey Love bra. You know, I'm looking at you directly, Zaria. But y'all know Honey Love's bras feature that supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. Plus, they're super soft. I mean, you don't want to take it off. It's a around the house bra. It's a sleeping bra. They're just so comfortable. You guys, my mom is 83 and she just recently told me she ordered a Honey Love bra. And I can't wait to hear how much she loves it. She's going to love it. And she used my code, of course. Don't forget about their shapewear. It's holiday party season, you guys. We all have an outfit we need to fit into, look great, whether it's like pants or a dress. Their shapewear uses targeted compression technology, so you no longer feel like you're suffocating or that your life is being squeezed out of you. For me personally, I like their V-neck bra, and I also love the Super Power Short for smoothing out those love handles, under that dress. And so it doesn't roll down when you sit down. Also, that is the worst. You're at a party, you sit down, the thing rolls down, you got to get up, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to fix it, and then you got to readjust your boobs and everything. When you're wearing Honey Love, you don't have any of these problems, okay? Give the gift of comfort this holiday season, whether you're attending a wedding, hosting a big Thanksgiving dinner, or going to a holiday party, or simply seeking that everyday boost of confidence. Honey Love can be your perfect plus one. So get yourself or someone you love the gift of comfort. Plus, for November only, listen to this. Honey Love is giving up to 50% off site-wide. Visit honeylove.com/pink shade and shop their sale. And when you go to checkout, it'll say, "Where did you hear about us?" And please say, "Pink Shade sent me." Thanks. Y'all, it's that time of year, the time that we need to start reflecting on things we're grateful for. I'm grateful for my family, my job, my friends, and my health. And another thing I'm grateful for, the fact that I've learned how to help my skin stay healthy and resilient as I get older. And that's because of today's sponsor, OneSkin. Their scientifically proven skincare routine has made a noticeable difference in how my skin looks and feels. Their OS1 peptide works at the cellular level to switch off the dysfunctional cells that cause your skin to age faster than it needs to. And y'all know I'm going to go down fighting on this aging process. I've talked about it a lot. And to celebrate the holidays, OneSkin has introduced their limited edition holiday bundle. This features travel sizes of the OS1 face, OS1 eye, and the OS1 body. All of these I've used, guys. They're all amazing products. And it comes in this chic, in the words of Jarit, this chic leatherette bag. It's the perfect gift, but you may actually just want to get one for yourself. Taking advantage of this exclusive bundle is short-lived. You got to do it while it lasts. And as a listener, you're going to get 15% off using code PINKSHADE when you check out at oneskin.co. Invest in your skin's long-term health this holiday season because healthy skin is a gift. So you guys, I've been using OneSkin topical face and on my eyes for a couple of months now. I use it when my face is clean and right before I put on other products because it doesn't matter what other products you use. You just put this on first and then do your whole skincare routine that you like after that. And the R&D team at OneSkin did a lot of research and like smart lady science things to create this next level of skincare. Their scientists found that the OS1 peptide reverses skin's biological age by reducing the number of these senescent cells by 50%. You guys see, it's all very smart and scientific. And I don't know. All I know is it works for me and my skin has really seen improvement. OneSkin is the world's first longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with the code PINKSHADE. And after you purchase, they'll say, "Hey, where'd you hear about us? Please support our show and tell them we sent you." We only have one body, one skin, and only one you, and you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin.
Nope.
All righty. We can end with Michael and Justine. And there's a lot to talk about here. So they're getting home after the lawyer visit, and in the talking Ed, he's like, "I was really dumbfounded by her saying Kylie would take Bentley and Savannah, and I know I can step up and take the kids."
Did you say Savannah?
I did. That's what my notes say. It's Santana, but it's so close to Savannah. It looks
I was
like
like,
it.
wait a minute. I was like, did I hear wrong? But I'm pretty sure I heard her say Savannah.
Bentley and Santana, which is just 2 letters different than Savannah.
You're right. Okay. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Apple note taking. Because sometimes I like say my notes, like I pause it and then I just say what the notes are. And then I come back, I'm like, what the hell does this even say? So he tells her, look, I'm pretty offended, with the idea of splitting the kids up. And she goes, but this recent situation with Santana, you lost control. You lost control. Mm-hmm. And my boys have lost so much already and have had so many people not in their corner. And the only consistent thing in their lives have been me and Kylie. Mm-hmm. And he says, but we're all about the blended family. You're trying to unblend our family. And I feel like you're counting me out as a parent. And she goes, no, I'm not. I think that you would be there for Kylie as the backup and as the cheerleader and the talking head. She goes, sometimes life's just life's and you have to make hard decisions and he's going to have to deal with it. And she's like, and by the way, we're sitting here talking about me dying. So it's really not the most pleasant conversation. They really are talking about it like she has a terminal cancer and will be dying in 3 months. They're talking about it like it's It's crazy, right?
You're so right. I'm like, this is like
if
extreme. Yeah. This is you described it perfectly when you're like, they are acting like, they are saying you are going to die.
Yeah.
Do you want us to bring you back or something it's a high risk pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we get it, but yeah, it's very dramatic what they're doing.
So they tell the kids, hey, guys, you excited? Like grandma's going to come. And they're like, oh yeah. And she goes, she's going to stay with us for a few months. And they're like, what? And she goes, yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, and the kids have all been sworn to secrecy from the grandmas.
Oh, I know.
I don't like that either.
I didn't like that. Nope.
And, grandma doesn't know about the pregnancy. So then the talking head, Michael, goes, yeah, one night I picked up the phone. It was my brother in Rhode Island. He was like freaking out. And I guess he said he was doing something in the kitchen and he heard an explosion and my mom's whole house burned down. And they show the burned out house.
This is the second house fire we've had this season.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And he said, so my mom, has to come live with us. She's lost everything. I was like, wow.
I live with the sister and her wife.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
Yeah,
because she wants to be around all these grandbabies. I don't know if that sister and the wife have kids or not. Eventually, everybody's going to be living in Vegas.
I think so too.
So he says, she's on a train coming here now, and I'm excited about my mom coming, but I'm also worried because she's about to find out we've been lying. So it's been lying by omission, but they've been lying.
Yes.
So now they're in the house and he goes, look, we're going to go grocery shopping and it's rough when we all go, right? Because everybody's grabbing and wants stuff. Can you imagine taking all those kids to the grocery store? Complete nightmare.
I took Miles to the grocery store with me and I spent $100 more than I needed to spend. Just throwing stuff. And they throw shit in there when you're like turned around and they're just like, yeah, I couldn't imagine. 6 kids.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. So everybody wants everything, but y'all gotta not just, maybe seems like if they're not, they should be on a budget of some kind. Yeah. So in the car, Mike is like, hey, you guys, grandma's coming. We got one more mouth to feed and everybody's going to need to help keep up with the upkeep of the house. Somebody's going to have to plaster that hole that I punched in the wall. Who's on plaster?
They're going to blame it on one of the kids.
And Justine goes, I got to tell you, I am feeling kind of overwhelmed and really worried about your mom coming. I really am, because we have this roller coaster relationship and I don't know. And then she literally was like, she's justified in that. And she goes, really, if it comes down to it, he'll have to pick between me and her because I can't do, I can't have any stress on me. Right.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a few months to be like, I can't have any stress on me. That's nice.
I think that the mom is going to probably be more helpful than anything. And they need the extra person.
They sure do. They need help there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Justine and Melody are talking while they shop. And Justine says, I really want this whole thing with your mom, with grandma, with her grandma to be positive. And, I know you weren't happy that you essentially had to lie about, not essentially, you did have to lie about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Melody was like, yeah, really close with my grandmother. Yeah, grandmother raised her for all those years.
Yeah.
And she goes, and I've never hidden anything from her. And really neither has my dad. So
Hold on.
what
So
about
does that mean the grandmother knew that he was, part of the whole fentanyl epidemic?
I was wondering if he hasn't ever lied to his mom. Was
Or
she
hidden anything from
stunned
her?
when he went to prison? She never
Nope.
knew he was doing all that shit.
I guarantee you he was helping taking care of everybody. He
And
was
he was
helping.
like, I'm getting that from my major rap career.
Y'all not gonna see no videos. I'm not gonna get nominated for no Grammys. I'm not gonna perform at the BET Awards. But those downloads, that is what. Yeah. She. I think she probably knew something was up.
Did you notice in the grocery store when they're talking that everything behind them was blurred? Because
Because
it's
they have
like
to put out all the
labels.
and stuff. That would suck to have to do that.
That was like, oh my God, it's like Wonder Bread, old time country bread. I was like, I can recognize all, but they're all blurred out because all of them are like, we're not writing off on this. We're not going to be associated with this show.
And it's funny the things that with the graphics and things like that, we still know what it is.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. She got Jif peanut butter because she picks it up and was like, I can't believe this is $8. I was like, you could get the store brand and it would be less. So, mom calls. So now the next thing is they're at home and mom calls and says she's there. Now, he should have been there waiting for her.
I agree 100%. That woman was sitting on like a park bench waiting for him.
With 3 suitcases.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
That woman's elderly. She's only a year older than me.
Wait, no, we're seasoned. Remember, we're of seasoned age. Yes, we
He's
are.
like, when she's like, I'm 57. I was like, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So he says she took 2 trains and a bus to get there. He should have been waiting on her.
And I feel like between the kids, they could have like got her a ticket, an airplane ticket.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Rhode Island to Vegas is. That's 2 days. That's 2 days of travel if you're doing trains and a bus.
That's crazy. This woman has been through enough.
Think about where Rhode Island is. It's all the way at the tip top in that corner above New York. And then you got to come all the way to Vegas, which is all the way over by California.
Bless her. They could have done better by her.
Bless her. Did you notice that she got new teeth?
No.
Now you remember her teeth in the past were real jacked up. They were very spread apart and very, buck teeth. And he's a little big overbite. I'll say that.
Yes,
big
overbite.
But her teeth, she had definitely like 12 teeth spread very far apart.
She did?
Yes, she did. And when they showed that picture of Justine like sitting in her lap when they were friends before, her teeth were like that. And now I don't know if she got dentures or what, but her teeth look way better. I'm happy for her.
Good for her.
They look good.
Like good teeth.
Yeah, they look good. They look good. I'm happy for her. So she took that WeTV sweet Matt Sharp money and put it where it should go.
To good use, yes.
So he says, my mom's, been on 2 trains and a bus, gone across the country. I'm not sure if she's in the right state of mind to absorb this information. And I got to tell you, I can tell Justine is scared shitless, which is,
she should be for a few reasons. You know what I mean?
She's throwing down those paternity tests and swabbing the baby when they're not looking.
And she's always got something to say. And plus they just had this other baby. Plus, you're going to have to tell her how high risk it is. She's going to have some opinions.
She is.
Rightfully so.
So when he's gone to get mom, she's in the den talking to all the kids. And she goes, you guys, you all going to greet grandma when she comes in. Okay, I'm going to hide. And Melody goes, no. You need to face this like a woman.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And she goes, I'm just going to put on my bathing suit and go sit by the pool. She just does so much belly rubbing all the time.
Girl, and nobody, I hate when Justine is pregnant because she has that wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, that walk. I'm like, you are not pregnant with triplets. Stop. She was doing it in the grocery store.
When I saw her waddling in the grocery store, I said, oh, Keisha's going to have something
I cannot stand. I cannot. Your back is not broke. Stop this.
She is very short.
She's not that goddamn short.
She's short. She got low center of gravity.
I have seen pregnant corgis wobble less than her, and they are damn near to the ground. Okay,
Oh, I'm crying. Okay. Okay, so she puts on her bathing suit and goes outside. Now, this is the same what we saw with Brittany and Marcelino's pool. It is like
Mhm.
a screen door and 2 steps, and you are in the pool.
Which is not very safe when you have all those kids.
Same with Brittany and Marcelino. They had all those kids. And I guess that is maybe a style of house in Vegas where they have such zero lot lines and you got to have a pool because it's so hot. I get it.
Right.
But I mean, it's
There was
like
no safety.
there's no if you put a gate around it, it's literally going to be you step out the porch and you bump into a gate.
Wow.
Listen, people that live in Las Vegas and have pools, this is something I would welcome. I would be interested to know if this is just the norm. And also it's obviously not illegal to have it not gated because I think
I
it's
get
most
here
places you have to have
it.
it
Yeah.
gated.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
is Sin City.
Yeah. And I guess, they are going to have, 2 under the age of 1. So they need
Yeah,
to have
2
that gated.
toddlers.
Yeah.
They do.
Like all those kids have had swim lessons. So, all right. So she's telling him, she's like, I'm gonna put on my bathing suit and go outside. Y'all greet grandma and immediately hand her the baby. Okay, because everybody loves Maddie. And if
Oh,
she has the
yes.
baby, then she can't get mad.
Holding the baby increases endorphins.
Yeah,
So she was smart in that. Yeah, she is. Mhm.
Oh, and her talking head, she goes, look, here's the thing. It's her fault. If she would never pulled all that shit last year, I wouldn't be so scared to tell her something. And she's
And
got a point.
I don't think she's that scared about the DNA stuff. I think she's more scared that they're going to be on her ass because they have all of these kids. They just had a baby and now they're having another one.
Yes, and
I don't think the DNA thing is going to come up at all with this baby.
We as the viewers are also mad about it.
Yeah.
What that wasn't necessary.
No.
So in the talking head, they're together and they talk about like which one of them is going to take the news the worst. She's talking about her mom. Oh my God, Justine, what the fuck, Justine? And he says, my mom can be manipulative trying to get information. So we don't think she knows because she hasn't done that thing. Justine goes, she'll call you up and ask you leading questions, which makes you know that she knows, which I was like, I love it. That's how I am. I love that. So, they're in the car. He's in the car. Michael is in the car with his mom. And she goes, oh my God, I moved to Vegas, Michael. Can you believe it? She goes, I cried at home when I was leaving. I'm 57. I got to start over, but I really do want to retire here. And this is where I said, Mom got new teeth and I'm so happy for her. I am.
Good for her. I ain't mad at you.
So he says, Mom, when you get to the house, you need to just like take it in, see how things are being run. And neither one of us want to feel like you're trying to take over, like just give it a minute, And she goes, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try not to do that. So she comes in and says hi to the kids. They're like, hi, Grandma, blah, blah, blah. And she comes out to say hi to Justine. Now, Justine is sitting there in her swimsuit. She's got a towel over her. She didn't. Now, don't you think Grandma would think that's pretty rude that Justine didn't stand up?
She didn't get up. Yeah. Yeah. But.
Or greet her at the door. That's pretty rude too.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the same thing.
But she's right because they handed the baby to Grandma immediately, who was like, oh my God, look at this baby. It's holding the baby. And so he goes, you got to stand up. She goes, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I don't want to. It's funny. And now he had his arm out and was talking. And did you notice, this is something because I notice the tattoos. He does have a triangle tattoo on his arm, similar to head triangle.
And they were both in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it means something.
So anyway, he goes, no, you got to stand up. He goes, you have to face the music, stand up. So she stands up and he kind of like pulls the towel off of her and goes,
surprise.
Hey, Mom, look over here. Now she's got that baby.
Oh boy.
And she
Maddie's
looks over.
Like, don't drop me.
Yeah, she looks over. He's like, what? Next time on Life After Lockup, Bianca and Daniel have a fight. Looks like they're in a bar or a restaurant. And she walks out and says, oh my God, like I just don't want to film anymore.
Oh, Bianca. Ugh.
I don't know. I couldn't tell if they had Diet Cokes or what, but he was like mad at her and her friends were there. So Zaria says on the phone, no. Troy says on the phone to somebody, I guess his mom or somebody, says, no, you won't have to deal with Zaria. And she comes out and they're both got their head wraps on like they're getting ready for something. And she goes, it's our anniversary. Now, why would you put your baby's mother into this situation? I don't know if something happened because Troy on the phone says you don't have to deal with Zaria. So I wonder if Karen called and said like baby Troy needs somebody to watch her for a couple of days because mom's got to go do
Okay.
stuff. And I think that's why. I think that's
Okay.
it. That's
Okay.
my prediction. It's my
Okay.
prediction. Then we see your bestie, Donna.
Fucking Donna.
She says, I don't like you to Melissa, which
Yeah, it's
every time they show Melissa, they get so close up on that nose, and it's just upsetting to me.
It was a waste of money.
Because when you see her sister's nose, and by the way, her original nose was fine.
But to her, that was her insecurity spot. So,
You're right.
But unfortunately, she just made it worse.
You're right. You're right. And that's our opinion because
Yes.
and for us, for like Bianca's scar, like for her, she's talked about how she's self-conscious about it. But for us, we don't really notice it. So for Melissa, she obviously was very self-conscious about her nose and chose to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I just thought her other nose was better. All right.
It was.
Then we see Michael's mom saying, why didn't you tell me about the pregnancy? Yeah. And Justine's like, hey, are you mad? Well, I'm already 6 months pregnant, so I hope not.
And they still got to tell her mom.
Right. I think they're just planning to tell him after the baby's born, like, you can't be mad because here's the baby, you know?
Yeah, that's the way to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Like, who can be mad? There's a baby here.
There's a baby.
So then we see the scene that we've seen a couple times in the previews, which is Kimberly saying to Joey's mom, do you think he's doing drugs? And then in her talking, she says, I don't have a choice, and he didn't give me one. And then we see him take off his mic pack and fling it down and says, I won't film no more. But what's happening here? Are they teasing us? There's really no drug problem.
I don't think there's a drug problem.
Because you think they're together right now.
They are. They bought that house.
And you know that they bought the house. We didn't just see her buy the house. You've seen him and there.
Yeah, they're together. They just got back from a cruise.
Oh, that's right. You told me
they're
together.
Cruise. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think that kid is his, and that's good because that $2,500 a month helped buy that house and take the cruise.
Yes, it did, and she's lost some weight too.
You go, girl.
Yeah,
she's when we saw her in that wedding dress, I was like, she is real
good.
Cool. She is real pretty.
Yeah,
she is. Yeah. All right, Keisha, that's it for our episode. So go ahead and tell me what's happening on the Libra Lounge. Tell me what you're talking about.
Well, I've got juice, but I can't go into details about it. But it's about...
tease it. Tease the juice.
So basically, Kim Zolciak and her daughter Brielle have been accused again of hoeing. Okay. We're going to talk about Tyler Perry's new series called Beauty in the Black, which is like Tyler Perry on steroids.
Okay.
There was no new 1,000-Pound Sisters report about, so there's no recap for that. Mm-hmm. And there was something else. I can't remember what it was.
But you got some tea on something that you're going to spill.
Yeah. There's always some tea on there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, when we get done, I'm going to make you tell me.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay. Mm-mm. You're going to make me maybe go listen to it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, damn it.
I need that download.
I think it goes automatically to my phone because I think I'm subscribed.
Okay.
Oh, God. My notes for this episode are Robert's dad, Robert Jones, or Robert Long, ? Not rock thrower. That's what I wrote. Not rock thrower.
That is so funny. Not rock thrower. No, he's not the rock thrower. No.
No, he was in the Crips. That's some serious shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Well, everybody, that's the end of our episode. And by the way, I would like to say congratulations to the Ole Miss Rebels. We beat the number 2 team in the country, Georgia, this weekend.
Nice.
And the kids swarmed the field, took down the goalpost, walked them all the way into Oxford Square. Yeah.
Oh, to be young.
Oh, to be young, to be able to tear down the
stuff
goalpost
like that.
On both ends of the stadium. They tore both of them down.
Yeah.
Took the pieces.
And walked.
I think it's probably a mile and a half to the square from the stadium.
From the parking lot to the stadium would have done me I'm done. So I can't.
After the last game I went to, I was completely crippled by the end of the day. I was like, my feet hurt, my back hurts. I'm going to have to go have a massage. I am dead. I'm completely crippled. I don't know how these children carried a goalpost from the stadium, but they're like little ants. They all have their arms up. And they do, and they
made it happen.
The only other time that's ever happened is when Ole Miss beat Alabama, and they were like
Mhm.
the number 2 team in the country at the time.
Uh-huh.
And the goalpost down, and my sister's oldest son, Sanford, was at Ole Miss at that time and was a part of it and had a huge piece of the goalpost in like the backyard of his house for a long time. Yeah.
That's
um,
funny.
I kept sending videos I saw online and stuff. I kept sending it to John. I was like, "Are you in this picture? Are
Where
you
are
here?"
you?
Because they all look alike. All
Yes,
those
yes.
college boys, they all look alike. And I was like, "Are you going to
Please
use?"
take put a circle around your head so I know where you are.
But also, it had been raining there all day, so John was, of course, in his like, as the pledge or whatever, they have to wear
Mhm.
the blue jacket, the tie, the pant. You have to be dressed up, and so he
Uh-huh.
was soaked to the bone through 4 layers of clothes,
Oh my
non-breathable fabrics,
gosh.
and he was like, "No." After the game, he went onto the field. They rushed the field. They did the whole thing, and he goes,
Yeah.
"I went to the Grove, said hello to your sisters, and I went back to my dorm to change, and then had to go to the
Smart.
party and had to go to an after party."
So he doesn't get walking pneumonia
I mean,
for being wet.
he's gonna have something. When he gets home, I don't even know what kind of funk he's bringing to this house because every time I talk to him, he
Oh
sounds like he
boy.
has the whooping cough every time.
Oh boy.
I'm like,
Oh
could you
boy.
go to the infirmary? You wanna? Yeah.
Get yourself checked out?
No,
Get
he's
some
fine.
medicine? Yeah,
No, mom, I'm
of
fine.
course.
No, mom, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Mm,
All right, everybody. That's it. And we will talk to you next week. We'll be back next week. And we've been seeing those previews for the new Love After Lockup.
mhm.
It's
Yep.
gonna be the biggest scandal ever, or something is what they
I
said.
I can't imagine what that's gonna be.
Maybe somebody will commit a crime on camera. That's
Yeah.
all it could be.
Yeah, because I'm like, we haven't seen them actually commit a crime on camera, have
Yeah.
we?
I mean, we've seen everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Everybody go over and follow Keisha's podcast. Just hit that subscribe button. And you guys, you know what? If you like a podcast, the best thing you can do is leave 5 stars and a couple of
Mhm.
sentences is why you like it. And if you don't
Yep.
like a podcast, say nothing. Keep it to yourself.
That's what I would do.
It's a free podcast. You don't have to say
Yeah.
anything if you don't like it. It's not required listening. But we thank you for being here. And Keisha thanks you for listening to the Libra Lounge
Yes.
with Keisha. And follow
Of
her
course.
on Instagram and me too.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.